and honest, I can get you to put you in the blender, I can get you slush. I see the comments, but let them bother. I know it's hurting, she salty, I scarred her. Be word with you, lay up and say to these bitches, they can't hold water. Period. I thought a bro nigga saying something.
That's one right there. Yeah, that's definitely one. Yeah. One of the vans, one of the trucks, away with that out here. They get away with violating your rights with impunity out here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. So that's why we live and direct with the shit. Feel me? Then you got nosy ass black people like this lady right here that just walked by. She all in the car so she could go gossip about some shit that she had no clue about. Supporters like me. So we back at it, y'all. We'll be documenting the violations as they take place, right? So my vehicle now, my other vehicle rather, I wanted to shoot for my other vehicle and couldn't do that because
refreshing treat.
Guess what? My battery.
Scoop of ice cream and a small medium.
And I just bought that battery about a month ago. Bought the battery about a month ago. And 2 days ago, I discovered that they had been utilizing the battery in my car to like power whatever device they had in my shit. So naturally they would want the device to power and work whether the car is on or off. So they would route it directly to the power source, the battery. So now it's draining energy from the car, right? It's draining energy from the car, right? Even when the car is not running, because the car hasn't ran in about a week now. Just so y'all can get a little taste of what I'm into. Now this guy right here look like he want to come and roll by, walk by my window and shit, so he could smell the aroma and shit. I'm gonna give his ass a nice whip. He did not have to walk by this side. Before he walked by the outside. Feel me? He's another one of the monitors they got out in this town. He might not be a cop, or he might be a cop, but he's the kind of person that no matter what time you pop up in the park, he comes a little bit after you. You know what I'm saying? I usually arrive in the park before crib, right? But since I've been being harassed by these pigs, and since I had my daughter, which is around the same time, my schedule been a little different. Like I come out at different times, you know what I'm saying? Which is good for me because that breakup of the schedule allows for me to see what's going on around me more. Feel me? Like all of the people that actually show up here at different times, regardless of what time I pop up. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to take note of that. But you know what I mean? Shit is like this, right? So either they've designated me a combatant or extremists of some sort, or they've enacted the Patriot Act as it relates to my situation because I'm black, I'm Muslim, and I have gang affiliations, right? Okay. Under the Patriot Act, your constitutional rights don't exist no more, meaning being free from the kind of intrusions that I'm encountering right now by these people. Like when they enact the Patriot Act, which is what they enact on terrorists, right? Because that's what it was about when 9/11 happened. Bush introduced that bill or law, whereas they can monitor and listen to your phone calls, electronic communications, everything private about you that is protected under the Constitution. Once you have the Patriot Act enacted on a citizen, which is what has to happen for them to violate your constitutional rights in such a fashion, because the manner in which they conduct themselves when they do this is what they do to foreign governments and when they go and invade places to get information and intel, right? So when they do that to a citizen of this country, it has to be lawful. You know what I'm saying? And the only way it's lawful is if it is designated under the categories that the Patriot Act and or any other terrorist organization law that they have in place is enacted. Feel me? So now it's like once they hit that button, your rights are gone. They get to violate your rights. You know what I'm saying? But just like with anything that the government has the power to control, they abuse that authority. You know what I'm saying? And that's why FK 12 is the movement that I'm pushing right now. You feel me? Fuck 12 stands for more than what you think, man. Because there's 12 injustices readily identifiable to black people on a regular daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I could probably name 6 real quick. Inadequate health care, inadequate education, inadequate housing, inequality in the workplace. Um, what else? Incarceration, racial discrimination, um, dis- discriminate, man. 12 of them readily every day. Oppression, mass incarceration, systemic racism that is ignored. What else? You got the financial institutions that are designed to promote certain races as opposed to others. So they exercise discrimination when it comes to like money lending and borrowing and things of that nature, predatory loan practices and all of that shit. You feel me? Predatory sales practices, like you know what I mean? In the hood when they gouging prices during pandemics and shit. Like yeah, every day we face that shit. That's why this brand, this daily protest, to me was necessary as a reminder of these things. You know what I'm saying? Because when you see this, I want you to remember that every day of our lives, you still owe us, nigga. You owe us the right to live freely without being killed by the people who are supposed to be protecting us, or abused by the correctional officers who are supposed to be protecting us, or abused by the parole officers that are supposed to be supervising us and providing us with the services that we need to be successful on parole, as opposed to just aiming their attention in such an adversarial manner that all they want to do is find violations so they can send you back to prison, therefore furthering the recidivism rate, therefore furthering the overall agenda of massive systemic like agendas being pushed in your face, in my face when she walked by. For what? Like, we know reason to stare at each other in such a nosy manner, right? You're not being decent. You're not being inviting. You're being nosy. Feel me? Your eyes getting as bright and wide as somebody that's partaking in some of the finest of cocaine. You feel me? That's the second time she did that. She made a point of doing that. You know what I mean? Now, the next time, first license plates S13. It's a Toyota truck. Make a note of that because it's very familiar to me. We're gonna put it like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, when she bends that corner out of sight, right? I'm gonna get in on the other side, right? And hopefully we can get her the close up that she so desperately is searching for. You know what I mean? Because she out here doing the most. And this is the problem that black people have amongst each other. This is what I was just referring to. On a day-to-day basis, black people are discriminated against by black people. Black people are discriminated against by brown people on a day-to-day basis. And it's normalized and you're supposed to accept it and deal with it. And if you don't, you're the problem. You're the troublemaker. Oh, well, fuck. Because I ain't with that shit. I've never been with that shit. Never. You know what I'm saying? Like, my journey was long and hard, but it taught me a lot. So you can't just like treat me any kind of way, yo. I don't give a fuck who you with. Like, straight up. Yeah, get your stupid ass away from my car. Feel me? He wanted to so bad walk around again so he could look inside, but that smoke hit his ass dead in his face as a friendly suggesting reminder to mind your fucking business. So again, right, we can recap so everybody that don't know. Federal agents, state officials, local officials have been conspiring to violate my constitutional rights in order to suppress my efforts to mobilize and unify the black community where I live and where I am, wherever I am, because that's the message I push wherever I'm at. Because I can push that message because I'm solid and they know that. And the people I communicate with know that. So, and they're not even like where I go when I travel into the places that I go and I communicate with people is like they're not used to hearing me talk about things because I'm not really a talker. You know what I'm saying? In my community, you know, a nigga knew have the shit and I can articulate it so that they understand it. It's like, you know, I be bridging, you know what I mean, with these young men. So
what's that? You want crispy McDonald's chicken McNuggets?
It's kind of concerning for the law enforcement and government officials when you have someone like me that is moving around, mobilizing, informing people.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
You have made a wise decision.
In real life.
For a limited time, I participate in McDonald's.
Prime members break bread and save on all Hearth breads at Whole Foods Market with 25% off.
It's concerning to them.
While supplies last. Shop more baked goods.
It's concerning because
on the Whole Foods Market app.
I could direct energy one way, I could direct it another way. I'm not out here pushing no radical propaganda though. I'm Muslim. That's the main reason why they targeted me. But I have gang affiliation. Like, that is my lifestyle, or that was my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? When I was actively promoting my gang activity, you feel me? I'm not promoting gang activity right now. And My lifestyle is one of an entrepreneur and a businessman and a mentor. I mean, we do in-home cleaning and paralegal and landscaping and mentoring and fashion and whatever the fuck else I want to do under my LLC, which I run like an S corp, right? Queens Quality Services until we corporate. You know what I mean? So I only been home 2 years, my nigga, like moving at my own pace. However, we are legit. You know what I mean? And in furtherance of my brand, my message is like I'm able to connect with some people that aren't usually accessible. You know what I mean? Now because my gang shit, right? Gang parole, I can't communicate with everybody. You feel me? I'm not allowed to communicate with guys from my own set. You know what I mean? And although the communications would be of that further scene change, y'all, so we can give old girl that close up before I forget. This is so we could give everyone their proper close up that wants to be noticed. Like, feel me? It seems like that's what it is these days. Everybody want to be noticed. You know what I mean? Feel me? Like, so I'm gonna close this window on them though and go incognito on them. Feel me? But they gonna still get caught looking though. You know what I mean? Cause they ain't gonna be able to help themselves. Like he a little more reserved with his because he got it on his the decal on his car and shit. Think he's in the Marines or some shit, right? But yeah, that's the perfect angle to give everybody the close up that they want. You know what I mean? Should they so desire. You're trying to get as close as possible, you know, so we can understand what's going on in real life. But the violations that be taking place, man, based on a person's race are ridiculous. And everybody knows and everybody says it, but there's no fixing being done right now. Feel me? Like it's no motherfucking fixing taking place. Trying to check something real quick. Yeah, I don't know about nobody else, but I be getting to it. Like, feel me? I told y'all a fucking Google. Yeah, I definitely wanted to bring something up today because it was on my mind early this morning. Feel me? All right, so the 1967 Newark riots was one of 159 race riots that swept cities in the United States during the long, hot summer of 1967. This riot occurred in Newark, New Jersey between July 12th and July 17th. 1967. Over the 4 days of rioting, looting, and property destruction, 26 people died and hundreds were injured. That was on my mind this morning because did we get that? Oh, did she? Damn, I hope I didn't block out her fucking close up, y'all. I couldn't have. Yeah, I was like this, right? Let me see. Did y'all see it? Because I know she was looking. Did we get her? Her nosy ass. Did she get the close up she wanted, y'all? I hope she did, yo. I swear. Unless she waited till the motherfucking front seat. Either way, she'll be back. She over there walking hard as hell, back hurting now. She was dead supposed to stop, but she still gonna spin around because she feeling like that's the same lady that was at my car when I had called animal control on the hawk that got injured so that he could get picked up like about 3 weeks ago. Hawk had clipped his wing and shit and was up at the beginning of the park. So I had called animal control and I'm making sure he good periodically. People coming through taking pictures and whatnot. But then they tried to like corner the motherfucker at some. So someone else came and told me because I had came over here to start working out like I do in my business like I do. You know what I mean? And somebody came like, yo, they trying to corner that hawk. One of the brothers that be in here, he like, yo, they trying to corner that hawk. I'm like, why? So yeah, he like whoop wop wham and shit, slide through, boom, over there and shit. So she happens to be one of the people over there. And then I'm just monitoring the situation at first, and then I'm like, look, like that's still a predator. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be trying to grab that nigga. He ain't about to be grabbed. He got claws and talons. He gonna tear shit up. Like, feel me? Like, just because he injured, that don't mean he weak. He gonna fuck around and go even harder because you know what I mean, could fuck around and be on y'all kitchen table on some shit. You know what I mean, on some other shit. Y'all out here on some dirty. Feel me? Like, that's how he thinking. Anyway, so word up. But nah, real shit, though. I'm telling him, like, yo, like, he'll kick up. Like, and they like, oh nah, and then here she go, like, because the white lady like, oh yeah, no, he's ex something for the city, and he gonna call. I'm like, all right, well, I already called like an hour ago. I mean, they already told me that he a bio animal, he ain't a local joint, so they gotta call game and fishing, so they on his way. But if he could get him out here quicker, then cool. But I don't think what I'm saying, it's pandemic. Feel me, like, and they like, and then here she could come in. Well, I could be over some shit. She said like, I'm gonna just stand right here, like, feel me, like, or some shit. She said like antagonizing the situation, like, and as the only other black person over here, I'm like, I just had to look at her like, I'm like, well, look, just stay away from my vehicle, then. You know what I mean? Let's do it like that, because I had moved my car from where it was over here over there to like block him off to make sure people didn't get too close and try to keep him squared up. And then I told the people that I called where to find him at. I'm saying to look for my vehicle and shit. So I'm like, all right, well, just get away from my vehicle then, since you trying to antagonize the situation as opposed to being, what I mean, understanding and respectful of what I'm saying is like, what I mean, just don't put yourself in harm's way trying to corner this hawk like he's some type of fucking toy because he will fuck you up. Like, they couldn't appreciate that. So please get away from my vehicle. Thank you. Fuck. When you assert yourself in that manner, they don't like that shit. Word up, but I don't care. Like, oh well, look, I'm not here for you to like me. Just respect what's going on. I'm gonna respect what you got going on. If we meet each other, we will respect each other personally. But outside of that, like, mind your fucking business and get away from my vehicle while we at it. Trying to survive this shit though without crashing out, man, because that's what they trying to do. I can't not emphasize the fact that these niggas is so devious that huh, they want to exploit my mental health and say, oh yeah, we're going to violate him to the max because when he says something, we're going to be able to dispute that it happened because he has mental health problems. Fuck the fact that my fiance lives with me and is witnessing the shit with me. You're going to try to play on my mental health. That's devious. That's the country we live in, yo. That's the officials they got trailing me 6, 7 cars at a time whenever I leave my house to go wherever I'm going. Like, if you're in your investigatory capacity, we're seeking information to confirm and or like otherwise some information you got or some concerns you have. You've been doing this for about a month now, all on my ass like a bad hemorrhoid. And you know what I do. Mentor paralegal, landscaping and home cleaning, fashion, protest, anti-gang, anti-violence, proactive community activist. Shout out to my uncle Alvin in Georgia who gave me that inspiration to acknowledge that that was what was needed and that it was something that I could gravitate to because that's where I was at. He gave it a name. You know what I mean? I'm not a waiter, a rounder to see what happened kind of guy. Feel me? That's not my plot, strategize, study behavior, patterns, designs, dictate behavior, patterns, designs, predict behavior, patterns, designs. It's analytics, my nigga. Same way they sit back and watch you when you out doing what it is that you may do. The same way they watching me when I ain't doing shit for them to see is how that shit go. But there's rules to this shit too. And if you know the rules and you abide by them, you can make sure that they do too. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they don't, you hold them what? Accountable. You know what I'm saying? To the best of your ability in this unjust society because there's rules and then there's also exceptions too that are never in favor of us. But what can you do? Like, feel me? That was spoken word too. Like, by the way, I don't know if y'all caught the vibe, but relax, cause I do that too. Yeah, artist, mentor, songwriter. Add that shit to the list, my nigga. I can write a song right now. With my eyes closed, with my hands tied, cause your man died. When them things fly, when them things ride, or that thing land, when we bang hands, it's like, yo, I'm in the trap with them savages. Late night with them rats and moving packs with them cabins. Getting back with the cabbage. No static and matic and keep a nigga in the cabbage. Man. Damn, y'all lost all that shit. I lost like 4 or 5 strong ass reference tracks. Savage, then, second, leader, second, bad. See, I could catch one of them shits. That Savage Demon one. Savage, Demon, Bag, Leader, Tag, Reason, Ratting, Jesus, Back. See, like, damn, yo. See, that's what happens when you are under the stress of the abuse. Look, you seen her? Look, there she go. You see? Got her. That's what happens when That's what happens when you are under the stress of the abuse of authority. You heard? you tend to lose track of things, especially when you're already dealing with the stress of the world, pandemic. I just had a daughter. That's a blessing. Yet I can't even appreciate and like fully look, saying him, call him looking too. I can't really appreciate and even contribute to the situation the way that I want to because the world ain't the same as I was once knew it. Like all the plans we had, we didn't even have a shower for. Like I couldn't. I was battling and that shit. Like, but it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It was more or less about the baby safety than keeping up with the motherfucking trends and fuck all that, nigga. It's a new world. She deserve a whole fucking chance and some. I'll die about that. Quick, without hesitation. So nah. Feel that shit drive you crazy, like feel me? Because they try to they play on the flaws and the defects of your life, not of you, but of your life. They make shit harder for you because your options are already limited. So they make shit harder for you, and then they design the traps for you where they know you once were familiar to operate. You know what I mean? When they want you out the way. And then when they can't do that, they force you out the way by playing shit, fabricating shit, violating all rights and privileges, putting bugs in your car in your house and shit where your kids sleeping and taking out the SD card or your camera so you can't catch them creeping. Like, yeah, they showing off. Rest in peace, Pop, too, man. That was my nigga. Pop got me boogieing a little more than everything. Yeah. I be boogieing a little more because of Pop. But you can't help it. Boogie to that nigga music. He make you that shit make you want to boogie to this shit, yeah. It was bomb. Is that drill sound got that drill sound, which is now, right now, but it's on the way out. I'm gonna say that now. That drill sound is on the way out. You got about 2 more years strong before that shit gonna be taken over by this Afro beat coming. That Afro beat coming to smash on shit. And I won in. Yes, I won in. Fuck. That is the wave. I see it coming in. I'm trying to catch it. Feel me? I'm that kind of guy. I told you I watch, plan, plot, strategize, and I try to ride that shit. Free my boy Max, bro. We at it. Me and Max was down Trent Nasdaq twice. And each time, that nigga took me to the streets. They used to be like, Max, hit that shit for me, bro. Going through some shit. Like, yeah, daddy, what you want? Like, who that D? Like, yeah, they call me Diablo. So, like, who that D? Like, yeah, bro, like, hit that shit for me, yo, off that that domain Diego. You be like, oh, well, what you want, nigga? Then that nigga be going in for like when you could get him to do it, he'd go in for the whole night. You heard I didn't went to sleep. That nigga still was on the gate. Cause once he started going, niggas on the gate, like Max hit that shit. Max hit that paperwork. Max hit that, yeah. Nigga took us out there when we was in there. Man, shout out to Max, yo. Free to God. Free the nigga Pooh Sims too, man. Free my other guy too, man. The fat nigga from Harlem, man. I forgot his name, but he was down there with us too on three when we was all. It was that was Pooh Bunky, man. He was like a school teacher or something. They done worked some murder shit on him, hit him with some double jeopardy, freaked him with that too. Now he got the collateral estoppel pop. He supposed to be home. He might be home. But yeah, man, like I'm gonna have to come back to the. I'm probably gonna have to walk back here later because there's other obligations. I don't support no rat shit either. But we had it. got a problem with that, you just shouldn't be here because it's probably going to be some topics up here that's civilians doing what civilians doing is not ratting. Civilians are actually civilians. They don't play and or abide and or are expected to be held to the standards of street individuals. You know what I'm saying? Support that. That's why like it's so disheartening to have my rights being violated right now by these people in such a fashion because I can't even be of service to people like I want, you know what I mean? Or like I'm accustomed to, which is my business actually, because I am a paralegal consultant by trade, because I'm still in school for that shit. Feel me? I haven't completed the courses. I wanted to go and do criminal justice some and then go and freak the paralegal joint. You know what I mean? Then the pandemic hit. Feel me? And then plans and life happens. So, I had to make adjustments, you know what I mean, accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But the services that I provide to the guys that I provide them to, I don't charge them because it's like these are people that I know or that I met or that I meet. And then in life it's just natural for me to help them, right? But when you hit that line and you call about some services business, let's just get to it. You know what I mean? All right, so we got the Silverado with the license plate YGE22R. Very freaky individual getting out peeking in this vehicle. We go to see like how much attention he was to show himself to this situation. Because it's natural for me to be here and do what I'm doing, but it's not natural for you to be all up in my vehicle, is it? So see what happened. Does he want to be famous? Like somebody told him I'm in the back, so his move ain't going. He got the dog with him. He might not go all the way around. He might double back on the double back, come back on that side, and try to evade the camera and shit. But you know what I mean. Either way, we'll make note of him, or he might double back this way, so you can get closer to the car and then look in the car, trying to be like non-discreet about it. You feel me? I'm convinced that they've actually taken my medication, my Xanax, out this car. I mean, because they're missing all of my medications are accounted for except for my Xanax, which were also in my book bag with the laptop and the other phone and the tablet that they tapped and then put it back in my car when they went in my car. They went in my car, took the phones. Some young lady paid me some money that she owed me with some items that she was paid for her services by some guy. You know what I mean? And it turned out that the item she gave me was got more valuable than what she owed me. So naturally, the double up is a must. Let me get that. I got you. Boom. Clear that on that. But I leave the stuff in the car with my laptop and all in my book bag, right? 2 days after that, I noticed that I was being tracked And then the phone was acting up that I had got. It was saying something about the camera. It was a brand new phone when I put it in the book bag. But when I turned it on and the second time, like to actually handle it, it started saying like camera, check camera area, some shit, right? So I flips the shit over and you can see like shit was out type shit. Feel me? After that, it was all kind of weird shit going on. Kind of find out they didn't bug that, they didn't bug the laptop, they didn't put bugs in the house, the AC units, they didn't fuck the AC unit up with the bug, got that shit blowing out hot air. It's a floor model joint. We paid $500 for this shit. Now all of a sudden this shit blowing hot air. So I investigate. Shit got a wire that don't supposed to be in there, and they're running out of there, separated, and all kind of crazy shit. Then we find the shit in my router. Extra wires taped up in the router and shit. But they all on my social media, shutting my social media down when I'm trying to go live to record them following me 7, 8, 9, 10 cars deep up and down the highway. Got me way up in Dover and shit when I ditched my phone. Feel me? Like in real life. Yeah, he just made himself famous. He a cop too. Like in real life, like feel me? So um we ain't getting pulled over, no state police. This is what I'm saying. It's cohesive, can like look found. And I travel these highways regularly, 78 back and forth, like 2, 3 times a week, because I sell my merchandise out of my trunk. Like that's how I get to it. I sell clothes, soap, oil, um, black soap, feel me, and Muslim oil, different flavors. I get the fashion off wholesale discount and then I retail it. You know what I mean, to the public. You know what I mean? When pandemic hit, that's what I was doing. I was selling clothes. I mean, because the stores was closed, but you could go buy liquor though, but you can't get no clothes. So guess what? I got that drip, so drip, the new drugs. Let's go. That's how I was coming. And now I'm like, all right, well, instead of keep selling somebody else shit, design my own shit. Got the tracksuits coming, fuck 12 different designs, different, you know what I mean? But I'm right now distracted by being harassed and shit, so they affecting my bag and shit. So now we gotta hold them accountable, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro, you looking for something that ain't here. But the thing is, they were so convinced that what they was looking for would be here that they commenced the violations without actually having any proof to support the violations. And now they have to desperately justify the violation. So they're going to probably try to fabricate something because this is going over a month now. You know what I'm saying? Who your supervisor that got you chasing me down with no results like this for whatever you're looking for? No results for whatever you're looking for because it's not here. It's not. I mean, so there's no need to, oh, well, maybe, nah. It ain't here what you looking for. What you looking for that would justify you coming in my house, putting bugs in my house, putting bugs in my car, follow me 7, 8, 9, 10 cars deep up and down the highway, even to the non-violence rallies, listening to my conversations when I'm doing my paralegal services, which is ultimately violating the privacy of the person that I'm servicing. So now I can't even do that once I know about it. Like once I know they following me, got bugs all in my devices and shit, I can't even help people now because I'm sharing people's information potentially with law enforcement, which would be dry snitching indirectly, right? I am not a fucking rat. So I have nothing to offer you guys, man, in that regard. So you stop my business completely. You know what I'm saying? Um, you monitoring efforts, right? Trying to unify, mobilize the brown and the black community so that we could get the vote solidly in support of the Biden uh, campaign. We're not going to talk about how All of this happened when my daughter was born, and we announced that I was supporting Biden, and my fiance and I announced we were supporting Biden from the delivery room with my daughter, Victoria, Vicky baby. And since then, it's been like a lot going on. Feel me? Like I was feeling like enemy of the state when my car wasn't working and I'm finding bugs in my house and shit. Look, check the move they did. They left Velcro to be found to throw us off as about what was here and what was there, if it was still there or not. It looked like somebody had something there and they took it away. Okay, we fine. Velcro under the kitchen, we cooked too much for it to be clean and brand new like that, nigga. You know, somebody put that there. All right, so you put that there to focus on that, but other shit all over the place, like, cause you want us to think that you want some amateur shit that's gonna leave some shit like that. So that's the throw off, right? But you in there, you do that, and you get caught out of there. You ain't know I was going to go for the whole like evaluation of the house type shit. So now you in there moving shit, playing shit, fucking with the ring device at night, 3, 4 in the morning, creeping in, fucking with my car, tagging shit to my car, got my battery going dead in my car, got devices in here, listening to this whole podcast right now. So I can't do nothing without them being in my business, right? And I'm a mobilized entrepreneur who travels and who, like performs my services to the public. KGM white Chevy truck. That's one of the ones. I mean, this wasn't intended to pull them out like this. But it's just natural occurrence for them to, you know what I mean, do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because they so desperate to create and find what they looking for, and it's not here. That's the sad part, though. I mean, because you got all this opportunity to focus on me in such a manner, but what you're looking for is not here. I'm not a terrorist, nor am I a drug smuggler, nor am I a spy. So you bugging my laptop, my car, my phones. I even believe that I received those items intentionally with the bugs in them. Yep. Because I'm a cynical thinker like that. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that those devices was intentionally given to somebody to give to me. Because when I think about the value of the devices, right, as opposed to what was owed to me, right, and there could lie discrepancy from a common sense perspective, but it appeared to be regular. Feel me? However, whatever the case, that's entrapment. You got this girl paying me a debt with items that got devices in it so that you can then listen to my conversations and track me and monitor me in such a fashion because you are fearful of my abilities to mobilize and unify and actually reach some people in an impactful way. You know what I'm saying? Because I could tell you who I am. You know what I'm saying? And be like, look, I'm a mentor, paralegal. I'm about to get into motivational speaking if I ain't derailed by this fabricated operation they got going on. You know what I'm saying? But either way, the show must go on. I've been motivational speaking though in real life. So Whenever I open my mouth, it's like motivation. I don't be trying to kick nobody back, and I don't be trying to backbite. I don't got time for that shit. Feel me? Like it's too much going on to be distracted by fuck shit. So much of it, like god damn, bro. And then now these devices, like you know what I mean, they are the ultimate distraction because they keep you preoccupied while they making moves in front of your face that could affect you every day of your life for a long time if you don't pay attention. Like these elections, you know what I mean? Not just this presidential election, your local election, your local government, and then the next one after that, the federal government, because these senators and congressmen and legislators, like they are designing the oppressive agendas with the stroke of a pen. You know what I'm saying? Like racism, oppression, all the above is written in the constitutional laws that bind this country, the amendments that make this country up, you know what I mean? Are the tools that are used to further the racist, oppressive agenda. Like, those are the things that govern the world, my nigga. Those are the things that govern the world. Rules, laws, policy, procedure, amendments. You know what I'm saying? They are the things that govern this world. And we don't have a say in these things unless we get in positions to be heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes nothing to introduce a bill to your local government that can then be introduced as a law, potentially, if it is accepted. But it has to be introduced first. You got to know, like, when, where, how, who. It starts with you, government, and federal officials in place are even more vital than the presidential election. Because if, for instance, there was a House of Senate and committee members that were just and fair, that represented us and you and everyone equally, then the president wouldn't be able to further his agenda because he is on the strings of House, Senate lawmakers, policymakers when they vote, because the government is about the vote that takes place in Congress, right? So in the Senate, officials who have the representation, right? When they go and vote, all of these people on laws and policy and procedure, it is either to further an agenda that they're being paid to further or to introduce an agenda that needs to be introduced for somebody else who just got in position and got that bag and got influence and et cetera, et cetera. But these influencers don't have the people in mind. Like, you know what I mean? Overall, we are just kind of like, as black people with no nationality, we don't have certain protections. We don't have certain rights. So we can't even get certain protections as other races. when it relates to the treatment we get from the people who are responsible for governing rule of law. I don't know why he was trying to avoid his camera, but I'm gonna get this truck though. Get that truck real nice and good. Sound like his style. You heard? He a little freaky with his ways. I know that truck too much. So we just gonna make note. I mean, they are utilizing local um, officials and like firemen. Like they shit they got going on out here with this harassment, bro. Because I'm a troublemaker, I'm a rabble rouser. I done got into it at a couple of the stores here because they don't know how to treat black people. So what I mean, when I assert myself and then I remind them of their responsibilities, they don't like hearing that. They be embarrassed. That's the worst thing you could do out here is embarrass these white people at their job about their job. They will call the cops on you about it. For nothing. Then the cops come acting all tough. And you gotta explain to them like this is not that, sir. Your job is just like his to conduct yourself just like him with respect and professionalism. So we're gonna start with that or we not gonna go nowhere further. That will be established. And when you assert yourself in that manner, they don't like it. But who's here to be liked if you ain't trying to give me the respect that I'm entitled to, nigga? Like, fuck out of here. I ain't here to be liked. Just respect what I got going on. At all. Like, I'm a grown ass man with a child and a future to try to secure for her. And you think I'm gonna just like, come on, fuck out of here. It look like it want to storm out this motherfucker. So, you know, I'm motherfucking delayed. I was about to get on the highway and go push this merchandise up in the hood. Couple orders in, but niggas done put that device in my shit and drank my battery out. You heard? So now what I gotta do is pay the person who we got it from and have them run it through their mechanics who treated it originally so he could notice any discrepancies and look for any inconsistencies with the, you know, order of things. Because it's definitely some shit that ain't supposed to be in here and here, violating my rights. But now the inconvenience of doing that is that my car ain't starting. I gotta buy another battery. Feel me? Just to get to the person who had it before me so that they could look at it. Or I could try to ask them to get it towed, maybe. Unless and it gotta be understood that they gotta move on it like right away because you can't have it sitting somewhere. They're gonna come try to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So you got the Joint Task Force violators going out here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, all up in my house playing bugs with my devices, making them malfunction, putting my family at risk. They had that motherfucking AC unit blowing hot air out, and my daughter was in the room with us. And then the other day, the fucking gas pipe was on the leaking on the side of the house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they trying to get a nigga out of here. Like, you feel me? Word up. Yesterday, two of the gas eyes was on in my kitchen, but who knows? I mean, we live in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, where the racism is still present. They can't help it. Last city, last state, rather, to abolish slavery. And it's right at the edge of New Jersey before you get to Philadelphia. I mean Pennsylvania. So they stuck in it. But that kind of shit they don't assist you with. Like they don't assist you with moving because you got moved. we trying to treat that shit now. Get it out the way. But the distractions don't help with, you know, all up in your motherfucking rear view, trying to intimidate you. Like, yo, what the fuck justifies having 7 cars follow me, 8 cars follow me, all the way up the highway to a non-violence rally in Elizabeth that you know I'm going to because you already listened to my phone calls and shit and all of my social media, all in my vehicle already. So what justifies that? What justifies 7 cars, period, when you already in my vehicles and shit? I don't get it. That's like if that isn't over policing and abuse of authority, what is? Come on, man. Like, let's be real. What we talking about? That's over policing and abuse of authority to the highest degree. Because what justifies that? You can't. You know what I'm saying? If you try, you couldn't. Because you're trying and you can't. You've been trying for a month for some change and you can't. So, right? Fuck what somebody might have told you and lied about you because they don't like me and they don't like how I move. Yeah, I move like a drug dealer. I always said if I could take my hustle energy and direct it into my own entrepreneurial endeavors, then I should be successful because niggas put a lot of motherfucking time in these streets and don't have a lot to show for it at the end of the day, but a long sentence or some, issues that they don't really need or, you know, even worse. But don't profile me, feel me, based on my entrepreneurial swag, nigga, based on what I know, my experiences, my lifestyle, music that I like. Feel me? Like, fuck is wrong with y'all? I know the rules, I respect them. I'm gonna do what I do in between though, which are entrepreneurial. Feel me? Design my own line. I'm not gonna be pushing people shit. And I pay taxes. So fuck is you talking about? But I'm gonna get with y'all in a minute. I'm gonna try to go get a couple super sets in before baby girl need the V. So y'all enjoy y'all day and be blessed. Stay dangerous, and search your motherfucking right to be respected out this bitch. Feel me?